If you ask me, one of the biggest perks of being an online freelancer is that you can basically work anywhere, anytime. Traveling the world and making money while doing it, yeah, that is the dream, right? But there is one little problem. How do you balance work and play? How can you keep your clients happy, hit all of those deadlines, and still have time to see and do all the things you want to do? Well, after 10 years of practice, I think I have a pretty good system nailed down. So come along with me as I take you behind the scenes and show you what a day in the life of a traveling copywriter really looks like, and my 5 tried and true productivity tips that help me live the best of both worlds without sacrifice or stress. And let me tell you, tip number 5 is an absolute game changer. Hey Posse, what's up? It's Alex filming this video for you, fresh out of my first big international trip post-pandemic. I recently spent the entire month of September in the insanely beautiful country of Turkey, from spending a week on a boat in the middle of the Aegean Sea, to living a real-life fairy tale in Cappadocia, to scooting along the southern Mediterranean coast, to exploring the colorful streets of Istanbul. It was an unforgettable month and a much needed adventure after almost 2 years of no travel. I know you can relate. And while I was away, I got asked this question quite often. Alex, how do you manage to run a successful business and travel? So today you're getting a little sneak peek at how I managed to do it. But first, if you're new to the crew, welcome to my channel. Here you'll find a whole bunch of tutorials, guides, and tips to help you master the freelancing, copywriting, and marketing strategies that are working today. So remember to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to ring that bell to be notified when my next video goes live. All right, now let's get started. A day in the life of a copywriter, travel edition. Here are my 5 tips for having fun while getting stuff done. Tip number 1, stay in a home. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a great hotel and I do stay in them from time to time on shorter trips, but what I really love doing while traveling, especially from a productivity perspective, is staying in an actual home, like one you'd find on Airbnb, VRBO, or other vacation rental sites. And that is because when I'm traveling, I really like to create an environment that feels more like home, right? A place where I can wake up, make my own coffee, and cook my own breakfast. I find that this makes it a lot easier for me to stick to a semi-regular work from home routine no matter where in the world I am. Now, I love renting places that have separate spaces or a room where I can really create that mini home office, even if it's just a desk in the corner, right? I need a space that I can set up all of my work essentials, play my favorite music, and just get into the zone of productivity and creativity. And that leads me to tip number 2, stay longer and live like a local. So this is something that I think is often overlooked by a lot of digital nomads. People tend to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna spend 3 days here and then 2 days there and then 3 days over here. And if you're traveling that much, constantly moving around and simultaneously trying to run your business, well, that is basically a recipe for missed meetings, late deadlines, and a lot of stress. So what I like to do is stay in the same place for a minimum of 1 week before I move on. Now, even if you only have 1 week, just pick one place and visit and do it right rather than try to cram it all in. That way, you have plenty of time to unpack, make the space feel like home, and you won't feel rushed to do everything on your bucket list while keeping up with your work at the same time. Now, I know, it is tempting to keep moving around and try to cram everything you can in. After all, you're a new freelancer, and that is the whole point. You want to travel, right? But trust me, this will make it way easier to balance your work life. I love to take the time to work and explore and live like a local. And that takes me to tip number 3, maintain a healthy routine. So just like when you're at home, as soon as you let your routine slide, the harder and harder it is to get anything done. And trust me, that is especially true when you're simultaneously battling jet lag. So when I travel, I am very intentional about maintaining my routines, especially my morning routines and my bedtime routines. While I do usually have later nights when I travel, I like to go out and have a good time. I try as much as possible to go to bed and wake up around the same time as I normally do at home, because getting enough rest is crucial for staying productive and of course will make every other part of your trip a lot more enjoyable too. I also try as much as possible to stay hydrated, work out, and walk a lot because I am a total foodie, you guys, and you better believe that I am out there every single day indulging in all those local amazing dishes and delicacies, and that is why I always travel with a workout kit and I have a plan and I try my best to stick to that as much as possible, or else I just don't feel my best, and when I don't feel my best, I am not very productive and I am definitely not enjoying my travels as much as I could be. All right, now we are getting to the really juicy stuff. You are gonna find out what is in my bag when I travel. Bag, I say bag like a Canadian, my bag. Tip number 4, pack the essentials. So of course, part of running your business on the road is making sure that you have all the stuff you need to keep you productive and on track. And that is especially true if you have frequent client calls, have writing to do. Hello, if you're a copywriter, you probably have some writing to do, or if you have any content to create. Now, while you definitely can't pack up your entire office or desk or studio, there are certain things that I will never leave home without. So on top of my laptop, of course, that one's obvious, this is what you'll find in my travel bag. First up is a 4K webcam. Now, it's not as quite high quality as this SLR is here that I'm filming this on, but it's really great for high quality video trainings, meetings, and interviews, or of course any YouTube videos. So I have this one, it's the Logitech Brio 4K webcam. You can see it's super tiny and easy to travel with. I pop this into my bag and I use this to host all of my student trainings, interviews, and of course to record content. All right, now next up is my notebook tablet. So anyone who knows me knows that I absolutely love a good notebook. These are 2 that I have on my desk at all times, but you can see that that takes up quite a bit of room in your carry-on, which is why I love to travel with my notebook tablet, like this one from Remarkable. Look at how thin that is compared to my notebooks, right? So I use this for all of my note-taking, creative brainstorming, and of course to map out all of my MITs, my most important tasks for the day. All right, now next is a pair of noise-canceling headphones. So I love these over-the-ear headphones from Bose. Of course, these are essential for an airplane, and of course while trying to work in a busy cafe or hotel room. I never leave home without a pair of these in my bag. All right, next up is my iPhone tripod. It looks like this. It's tiny, it's super lightweight. This is great for anytime I want to record video content like Reels for Instagram on the go. Really, really small, lightweight. It's super easy. You can find one of these on Amazon. All right, now next up is my travel lav mic. So you can actually see that I'm wearing it right here. It's made by Rode. It comes in a pack that's literally this small, so super easy to travel with, and it plugs into any mobile device or your laptop, and it's really great for capturing high quality audio on the road. All right, the next thing you'll find in my bag is my little travel mouse. So it can be really hard to be productive when you're needing to do all of your work with just your tiny little laptop trackpad, yeah, that's what it's called. So I love to travel with this little mouse. It's from Logitech. It's called the MX Anywhere 3. I literally just pack it in a shoe so it doesn't take up any more room in my suitcase, but it makes my remote office that much more productive. Now, I know that list of essentials might sound like a lot, but trust me, everything I mentioned is really small and compact, and it can easily fit into one carry-on bag, or like with this, you can put them in shoes, wrap clothes around it, whatever you need to do to really make sure that you can bring your office with you on the road. Now, I'm gonna share links to all of these tools in the description below. And now let's move on to my favorite tip of all, tip number 5, time block your day. So this is something that I've been doing religiously for the past 10 years, and it has been a game changer for me. Basically what this means is that every single day you have set hours and blocks of time where you only focus on one thing or a few things, right? So whether I'm at home or I'm on the road, time blocking is how I stay productive, focused, and basically accomplish everything on my to-do list. If you're not already doing this, then trust me, now is the time to start. Now, time blocking looks a little bit different when I'm at home versus when I'm traveling, of course, but here's what works best for me while I'm traveling. This is what an average day would look like for me. First, I wake up, I eat breakfast, and I work out. That is so important, no matter what. That is my non-negotiable time. I block off about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to do those things. Next, I'll spend about 30 minutes answering urgent emails or attending to urgent tasks. And then I like to do at least 1 to 2 hours of creative work. After that, I close my computer and then I go out and I sightsee, or I explore, or I walk around my local neighborhood, anything to really live like a local and experience the place where I'm visiting, right? Then I come back home and usually spend about 2 to 3 hours doing a little bit more work, and of course having client meetings. If I'm in Europe, It's really late afternoon when everyone back home starts waking up. So that is when I have my meetings. And then after my meetings end, I will get ready and head out for the evening, whether it's to go to dinner or a club. I spend the night, exploring, adventuring, and having some fun and really enjoying my vacation. But of course, I don't stay out that late, so I can wake up and do it all again the next day. So depending on where you're going or what time zone you're in, you'll want to plan your time blocks so that you're online and available at the same time as your clients, at least for a few hours a day, right? That way you can easily communicate back and forth with them as needed, and to them it won't really seem like you're, out of touch or on vacation. Another thing that I really do religiously when I'm traveling is that I put all of my meetings into one day. So that makes it really, really easy when I'm traveling, right? I do all of my calls on Tuesday afternoons. So that way when I'm booking travel, I know not to book a flight or to plan any tours on that day, because that's when I'll be on client calls. And then the rest of the week is just easy peasy and I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. That way you don't need to keep track of a bunch of different calls at random times throughout the week, or have to take calls in airports or anywhere where the Wi-Fi might be sketchy. It's simple, it's easy, and it makes a massive impact while you're traveling so that you can enjoy it and really just stress less. All right, Posse, I hope you got tons of great tips and ideas from this video. I hope to see you traveling. Tag me in your travel posts so I can see you living that freelancer life. I hope you enjoyed this. Until next time, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out the next one from me right here. And you can click right here to get a free gift. How do I run my business while on the go and traveling the world? While I don't go very far without my laptop in tow, you might be surprised to learn just how much of my business I'm able to run from nothing but my smartphone. So today I'm counting down the top 10 business apps I can't live without.